everyone. This is John over here, Nick over here, and we're going to do a box opening of the Marvel MCU set. I've never done a box opening before, so this should be interesting.
I mean, I have opened boxes before.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've opened plenty of boxes.
I just have never recorded myself opening a box before.
So we'll see if this is something people like, and if it is, we'll do it for the next sets.
There you go.
So
little cigarette box sets.
Yeah, those would be quick box openings.
Yeah.
So that's a bet. So the way I figured we would do this would be that I would open like heroes and you could open villains.
Okay.
And kind of go through what all's in them. So let's fold this back up because I like to keep these up on the shelf. Because I'm a nerd.
Hey, why don't you just keep that right there?
There,
Seems great.
Perfect. Rule book. The standard tokens.
Alright, you want heroes?
Yeah, I'll take heroes, you take villains. Alright, if you need the Kniff, let me know.
There should be a way to get this. Yeah, there's a little strip.
Is there?
Yeah. I just can't find the little dingle.
The little dingle dangle?
There we go. I got there.
Oh, nice. I did not, so.
Ah!
Alright. I have a cheat, so.
Yeah. Dirty cheater.
That's fine. That's what I do.
You want me to start like laying these out?
You know what? Let's do MCs first.
Okay.
So let's do the hero MCs first.
All right.
So we've got Captain America level 1 and level 2. We've got green ability combat. If this character is, if this is your first attack this turn, put 2 +1/+1 counters on each attacker. So basically like double squad tactics for green on the first attack.
Which seems great.
Yeah, that is pretty good. He has to be the first attack. If he is, he gets an XP. 4 XP, he'll level up. The level 2 is a little awkward because he wins the game if you have Black Widow, Hawkeye, Hulk, Iron Man, and Thor on your side for a yellow. But we're missing Hawkeye on
I believe. I think Hawkeye is the one that's not in this box.
So,
but he'll be out next month.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool power. I'm definitely interested to try this because this is always like anything that's got a you win gimmick is always fun to try.
Yeah. 5
wounds.
It's a little rough maybe.
But I mean, he becomes 6/7. I've noticed that the stat lines for the level 2s are better. It seems like on average than the previous sets, but the level 1 stat lines seem to be a little less.
Well, I mean, 2/5 is pretty.
2/5 is pretty fine for 5, especially for 5 wounds.
Yeah.
Next we have Bruce Banner.
Now he's a little bit lower at a level
1. Hulk, yeah. So we got a 0/1 with Genius. So if he's alive, which is highly unlikely, you get to draw an extra card and start your turn. Whenever he
attacks.
So it's not even that you gain XP. So things like Mordo don't stop him.
Yeah.
So when he attacks, he becomes his level 2. And so you have Bruce Banner, the 8/8. So he could become an 8/8 on turn 1.
Yeah. You just gotta turn sideways.
Yeah. Rage Monster. You cannot draw cards.
A bit of a drawback.
A little bit, but like you make it up when you're not dying at level 1.
Yeah. I don't know. I think there's a way to make him work. I just don't know what it is.
You just gotta figure it out. It's one of those puzzle cards, right?
Yeah.
So, let's see what else we got here. Hey big guy, the sun's getting real low. I mean, everyone loves that line, especially Deadpool. At the end of your turn, if Hulk didn't attack this turn, transform him into Heroes Bruce Banner level 1.
Yeah. And when he gets stunned.
When he gets stunned, transform into... So if you stun this 8/8, he becomes level 1 again.
But you can, if he gets stunned, you can just recover and attack and instantly you just go back into the 8/8.
Yeah. So
which, I don't know, that actually might work a little bit, because you could even almost suicide yourself in, so then you don't have Rage Monster on your turn, come back up, and then just turn back into the 8/8.
So like make attacks that like obviously you can't play Open Fire in the set with the set, but like make attacks like that where you make your attack like where you're getting a mutual stun.
Yeah. And
so that you can keep drawing. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And you got 6 wounds, so
yeah. So maybe you could race a little bit.
Yeah, and like you use your support characters to take out their MC while you use your main character to
take out their side characters.
That's actually a pretty interesting strategy. Now we got Iron Man. We got a 3/3 with range, 6 wounds. It's pretty good. I love 6 wounds. So.
Yeah.
First power, yellow. Day 11, test 37. I almost said 73. Put a +1/+1 counter on Iron Man for each time you've used the superpower named Day 11 Test 37. I almost did it again. So it's like magic growth.
Yeah, growing magic.
Growing magic.
Your dyslexia is just coming out full force right now.
Great. So every time you use this power, you get an extra +1/+1 counter.
Yeah.
So that could build up to be pretty strong. The 3/3 stat line is not the best.
But you are getting a +1/+1.
Well, you are getting a +1/+1 most likely on turn 1. So you're kind of like a soft 4/4, 6.
Yeah.
Right?
You know, like how Thor's old Thor is a soft 2/5.
Okay, yeah. That's fair. At the end of your turn, he gets 1 XP for each +1/+1 counter on him.
Yeah.
So that goes well with his power. His power helps him level up, which is always great on any MC. You need 7, so it might take you.
If you're only using this power, it's going to take you 4 turns.
Okay.
Because you go 1 to 3. Oh wait, no,
1 to 2. Well, 1 XP to 3 XP.
Yeah.
To 6 XP.
But that's if you don't lose the +1/+1 counter in between turns.
You
go from 1 XP, then you get to 3 +1/+1 counters if you didn't get stunned.
Okay.
So now you've gone from 1 to 4 XP, and so you get there on the 3rd turn if you didn't get stunned.
Okay, that seems fine.
Yeah.
It happens at the end of turn, so you just gotta make safe attacks.
Yeah.
But you have range, so that kind of helps.
No flight on the level 1 though. It's a little sad.
But you do gain flight on level 2.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if anyone else kind of has that thing going on in this set or not.
There is someone else who has that going on in that set, but we'll get to him in a second.
Okay. Level 2. So you gain your range, or you gain your flight. I'm sorry. You got a better suit now. You're a 5/5, which is kind of like again mirrors the Thor level 2 from the. We have a build phase arc reactor. Pay a blue. This turn, whenever you play a card, you may draw a card. So, like, if you have a swarm strategy, this could be, like, phenomenal, right? You can just go, pay my blue, play my 1-drop, draw a card. Maybe it's another 1-drop or 2-drop. Play, like, just start.
Now, with that, you're never gaining cards. You're only ever staying at the same amount.
Okay.
So you're going from, say, 5 to 4, then drawing back up to 5, then 5 to 4, then drawing back up to 5.
Okay. Now, it is worth noting that it does say whenever you play a card. So if you play, like, a combat plot twist, you will draw a card off.
As long as it's on the same turn. Like
same turn.
Yeah. So, like, if I was Iron Man, I paid it on my turn.
When I attack you, if you play a plot twist, you don't get to draw a card. Okay. Next up, we're going to have Star-Lord. Everyone loves Star-Lord. Trying to see if we're centered here.
Yeah, you're good. You're
good. Let's see here. We got a range 2-4-5. You know the old 2-4-5 curse.
Yeah, it's not great.
Courtesy of Bert. So let's see what we got going on here. Okay, I will know what to say about this because I remember when I first read this power, I read it wrong. Legendary Outlaw. You any combat pay a red. Stun a character attacking Star-Lord unless it's a character with the same name or unless it or a character with the same name has attacked in a previous combat this game. Attacked him. This okay.
Yeah.
So what I thought this originally said was you stun someone attacking him unless you've already used this power on them. So like if I use this on Thor, I can't use it on Thor again. Yeah. It does not say that.
No.
It says if they've attacked him before this game, you can't use it on him. So if Thor attacks you on turn 1,
that's the only chance you have to use it.
It's the only chance you have to use it.
On him or the side character.
Right.
Which, I mean, you're doubtful to see the main character and the side character in the same game.
Unless you're playing like a multi-thing.
But that is a part of it, right?
So if you don't use it on turn 1 on Thor, for instance, turn 3, when you finally draw your red, when that Thor's big and smashing you, you can't use it on him. It's too late. I'm trying to think of... let's use Hawkeye as an example. So if they play 2-drop Hawkeye, attack you with it, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. We go later in the game, you're hiding in the back row, they play 6-drop Hawkeye. Yeah. They attack into you because he has the... I can't remember what the ability is called, but he can attack protected characters, right? Yeah. Can't use it on him because a character named Hawkeye is already attacked in this game.
That's going to be a pain to keep track of, too.
It will. They're good... If you're playing Star-Lord...
Bring a notebook.
Yeah, good luck figuring that out.
Or tell your opponents to keep track of it.
I'm sure we'll keep we'll find a way. But as of right now, I don't have a good way. He does have like one of the most interesting level ups though. Dance off, bro. You need 3 XP. At the end of your turn, you may start a dance-off. If you win, Star-Lord gains an XP. Let's look at... I want to read the exact ruling on dance-off. So that... okay. It happens to be on the clarifications. It's one of the first ones, so that's good. Alright, Star-Lord's level up lets you start a dance-off. Starting with you, each player may exhaust one of their ready characters if... or they're out of the dance-off. Repeat this process until only one player is left. I like how that is also designed for like a 4-player game, right?
Yeah.
So everyone's in the dance-off. So we take turns. I exhaust a guy.
Yeah.
You exhaust a guy. So it's interesting that his level up condition, it kind of synergizes, but it also kind of doesn't synergize with his level 1 power. Because they might not be enticed to attack you yet, which means they're ready for the dance-off. But if they want to attack you, they're less ready for the dance-off, right?
Yeah.
So you have to win 3 dance-offs to...
So you can't level up until the end of your turn 3 minimum.
Right. And that's if you... And you can't... It's kind of like a pseudo Professor X kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
Unless your opponent's like super aggressive.
Because you can't attack really if you want to win the dance-off.
Exactly. So... I think he's kind of interesting. He'll be fun to play with. He might be one of those guys that surprise you.
Yeah, maybe.
You never know. Level 2, become a 7/5 with range. Something good, something bad, a bit of both. This is his level 2 power. You pay a yellow, you choose one of these 3 options. You either get to draw 2 cards.
I like that.
You get your opponent to discard 2 cards.
I don't mind that.
Or you draw a card, they discard a card.
Okay.
So...
It's card advantage no matter what.
Yeah,
right?
and it's aptly named. I mean, sometimes it's a build phase ability. Like, sometimes that can be really good. Sometimes your opponent has 2 cards in their hand. And
yeah.
Like,
that's kind of the only time I ever see myself using that power, though.
Mm-hmm.
Is like, if I can keep them if I can just completely take away their hand.
Right.
Because if they've got like 6 cards in the hand, I'm just going to draw 2 cards.
That's probably fair. But that's kind of a good thing about his power, is that it's so versatile, right?
Yeah.
Our last hero MC is the Mighty Thor,
who has a very interesting level up.
Yeah, I actually really like his level up. I know a lot of people don't, but I think it's really interesting. It really shows like it's because it's unique, right?
Yeah,
like it's cool that.
No, yeah, I like the design of it.
Yeah, they haven't ran out of ideas of like interesting ways to make characters level up.
Yeah.
So let's start out with we have no superpower on level 1.
Nope.
We're a 3/4 6 wounds, so not bad stats, not terrible. We are cast out though. Cast out says Thor cannot have +1/+1 counters. It's kind of a downer.
Yeah.
If his attack or defense would become greater than the printed values, but they become the printed values instead. So again, an example that you can't really use, but open fire.
Yeah.
+0 attack.
Nothing.
Status surprise. +0
Nothing.
attack.
Not that you're ever going to get to play those cards with that card, but
still.
Yeah. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Pumps don't do anything for you until you level up. At least. Let's talk about leveling up though. Journey of self-discovery. So you only need 1 XP to level, but how you get that XP is kind of rough. When Thor has done each of these things in order, he gains an XP. So first you have to make a solo attack with Thor.
Yes.
Then you have to make a team attack with exactly one other character. So a 2-man team attack.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to make a team attack with exactly 2 other characters. So a 3-man team attack.
Yes.
But then you level up.
Yeah.
So at least, again, another MC. Looks like turn 3 is kind of a theme, except for Hulk.
Yes.
Right?
Hulk can just go on turn 1.
And then, actually,
Cap is 4.
has to be on turn 4.
Yeah.
So, level 2. We are a 6/6.
This is we went through all that. We were nerfed at level 1. Went through all of that to actually get something good. Thankfully.
Thankfully, something I think it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So we have a 6/6 with 6 wounds.
Not a bad stat line. Not fantastic, but kind of just like middle of the road for a lot of MCs.
Kind of like the standard. This is a playable character. Are you Thor, the God of Hammers? It's not a superpower.
Nope.
Kind of like Cast Out.
Yeah.
It's actually the opposite of Cast Out, though.
Yes.
Thor cannot have any -1/-1 counters,
which is great.
which is really good, especially if you're going against, I don't know, another Thor.
Yeah.
Or a Widow combo.
Yep.
Or trying to think someone else gives minus counters. Can't think of anyone on top of my head.
Those are the main ones, yeah.
And if his stats would become lower than their printed value,
yep,
they just stay at the printed value.
Yeah.
So things like shock the system.
Yep. Try to give you -3 attack. Nope. Still got 6 attack.
Not gonna work. I'm trying to think of other things that lower attack. The Spider-Man's, like the Venom Blast.
Yeah, Venom Blast don't affect you.
Try to lower the defense. Those don't affect you.
Even like if someone tried to like death trap you or even double death trap you,
those don't work.
Doesn't happen.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then we have the biggest lightning blast in the history of lightning. 1 blue, you put 6 -1/-1 counters on the enemy main character. So it's interesting. You can't aim it.
Yeah.
Can't be like bolt your Falcon, bolt your Jessica Jones, whatever. But 6.
That's a lot.
Again, we talked about 6 is kind of like the average. This is a playable MC at level 2.
Yeah.
You just roast them, right?
Well, and also it's the same. It's the same as the -1/-1 component of old Thor paying his blue and then paying his green,
which is kind of like his finisher in some games, right?
Yeah.
Like some games you can't get past that foom, and that's how you have to finish them off.
He doesn't get the +1/+1 counters in this scenario, but he's only paying 1 blue to put the 6 counters on.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
that's not bad. So those are going to be all the hero MCs. Let's do the hero or the villain MCs.
All right. Starting off first, as John cleans things up, we have Abomination from the Incredible Hulk. His first, at level 1, he is a 3/4 with 6 wounds. His first ability, I want that, I need that, make me that. You pay a yellow. You choose another character. Put a +1/+1 on Abomination for each +1/+1 counter on that character.
Okay. So Thor.
Yeah, that was the...
kind of like... It's an easy example for a lot of these because everyone's really familiar with Thor. Right?
Yeah.
So Thor's attacked you twice. He's got, or he's attacked you with Falcon. So he has 2 +1/+1 counters.
Yeah.
Now, does it matter how many how big you are, or is it just how many counters in general they have?
It's just the counters. You put a +1/+1 counter on him for each counter on the character.
Okay. So you could already have 3 counters on you and then still get 2 or 3 more.
Yeah. So it's not like Shield Iron Man who makes himself 1 bigger than a character.
Okay.
He just copies the amount of +1/+1 counters, or he just
Yeah. I'm gonna borrow these, but I'm gonna copy these. Right. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Infusion of Banner Blood for his level up condition. He needs 4 XP. When Abomination gets 1 or more attack, he gains an XP. So first of all, using his yellow ability, provided you used it on someone with actually +1/+1 counters on them, we'll get you 1 XP. There's actually 2 plot twists in the villains that will get you XP.
I think so. And then a power up.
Power up gets you XP. I believe there's a villain's character that can put +1/+1 counters on people. So you'll need 4 instances of gaining attack.
And I'm sure eventually, like with MCU stuff, we'll get like equipment.
Yeah.
And like this is one of those level up conditions that, as we go on, there'll probably be more cards that will support it.
Well, I don't know if we're gonna get any equipment in the MCU stuff because we've seen almost all the cards at this point.
Yeah, maybe not, but there'll be. I'm sorry,
other photo universes. Cough. Hopefully, Buffy cough. Oh
yes, please.
When he levels up, we become a 6/6 with 6 wounds. Once again, kind of just like middle of the road for
playability.
Unfortunately, he loses his I want that power.
Okay.
We don't get that power anymore, but he does gain monstrous, which can be quite good.
That's a really cool. It's a really cool keyword that hasn't really shown a lot of results yet. But it's one of those ones where it's like, when something with monsters is out, you really have to think about it.
Yeah. Because, right now, I mean, really the way you deal with a foom is you either use your own foom or you build, one thing that's as big as a foom.
Well, foom doesn't have monsters, though.
I thought foom had monsters. Foom has massive.
Massive, right. So he only gets that on the attack.
Yeah.
What
other things that are relevant have monsters?
The Abomination from the not MCU, but the Illustrated.
Yeah, I said that irrelevant.
Well, nothing really.
Yeah.
Nothing sees a lot of play that has monsters, at least.
So he has monstrous at level 2. And then he's got Give Me a Real Fight, which is a very interesting ability.
Yeah, this one's really cool. Really cool.
It's really cool, but it's also get aroundable.
Yes.
But the get around it isn't necessarily bad for you. Yeah. You pay a red.
Okay.
You choose an enemy player.
Choose you.
Okay. At the end of their formation step,
okay,
you move a character on their side to its front row. So it's like half of a falconer. Okay. The side character falconer. You can only pull. You can't push, though.
You get someone to come up here. That guy with range?
Yeah, come on up.
Front row.
And then that player's first attack that turn must include that character attacking Abomination if able.
So it's angry. And lumbering. It
is angry and essentially lumbering. And it actually combos really well with Monstrous because it may be able to...
Team attack.
Well, it may have to team attack if it doesn't want to just get flat out stunned. If it wants to get a trade.
Okay.
So then they may have to throw something else in there, which may allow you to get 2 stuns.
Okay, that's not bad because it has to be a melee attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
there's a big but on the Abomination.
It just says that player's first attack this turn must include the character. So they can just simply opt not to attack.
Oh.
And it doesn't do anything. But
they're not attacking.
Yeah, so
that's a whole turn off.
Yeah. So there's pluses and minuses.
There's an ebb and flow.
There's actually it's almost like a lot of mind games just with that card in general.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, how people use the card.
It'd be interesting, yeah, because
if it becomes relevant.
Dark Phoenix can't really afford to attack into you, but maybe she's not. I don't know, like, she might not be in the point of the game where she's ready to make other attacks, so she just takes that turn off, but then she's still in her front row not being protected.
Yeah, so and that's the other thing. Like, if you pull them up and they don't make an attack, that person...
Still in the front row.
They're still in the front row. Unless it was, like, a person with mobile, which the only 2 I can think of off the top of my head are Falcon and Quicksilver.
And, from the Femme
Fatale. Oh, Spiral.
Spiral.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But yeah. So that's Abomination. Let's move on to the Iron Monger,
which every time I see this picture, I think of Iron Giant. I just wanted to throw that out there, and I was also kind of surprised that this got an MC.
You stay. I go. So at level 1, he actually at both level 1 and level 2 he mirrors Iron Man's stats. Level 1, he's a 3/3 range with 6 wounds. Level 2, he's a 5/5 flight and range with 6 wounds.
That's actually interesting.
Yep. So same exact stats, not the same exact abilities and level up conditions, however.
No, they're not.
For level 1, you had a great idea, Tony. Pay a yellow in the build phase. Choose a character in another player's KO pile. You may recruit that character this turn. So it's like a one-shot Valkyrie.
Okay.
But from your enemy's KO pile.
Ooh.
Which can be good and can be bad.
It opens up a lot of things.
It does.
Because you might be playing against someone who's playing from the Illustrated universe.
Yeah, and you can get cards that you would not normally have in your deck.
Opens up some wonky interactions.
It's also soft card advantage as well, because you pay the yellow, which you'd likely have played as a location anyway.
Okay.
And then instead of recruiting a character from your hand, you get to keep the character in your hand and take a character from their side.
Okay, yeah, that's...
So it's like, it's a card that you don't have to take out of your hand, and a character that you still get on the board.
Yeah.
His level up is Steal Idea. He needs 5 XP. When a character another player owns gets recruited by any player, Ironmonger gains an XP.
Okay, so his power helps his level up.
His power helps his level up, plus if, just like, it's also like a Jessica Jones XP outside of that.
Okay, so like when your opponent something.
Yeah, is recruiting things.
So like Jessica Jones, your opponent can kind of play around it, but you can also kind of help yourself into it. How much do we need to level 5?
We need 5. Okay. I don't see us being able to pay the yellow 5 times just to level ourselves up.
Right.
It might be a little rough, but
you might need some help from your opponent.
Yeah.
But
also gets another card that gets a lot better in multiplayer.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Just like more people recruiting more things. And that includes, like, if you were playing, like, a 2-on-2, it would include the things your ally is playing, because he's another player.
Oh, it doesn't say enemy.
No. Just when a character another player owns gets recruited by any player.
So even your partner playing, so your partner's going to help you level.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, like, if you were playing 2v2,
and his level 1 power can pull characters out of your partner's deck,
because it just says another player. So it does not say enemy players.
That's really neat.
So we go from that. We get our 5 XP, become the 5/5 flight and range and 6 wounds.
Okay.
Unfortunately, unlike Iron Man, he doesn't really. Well, I guess his second ability kind of boosts himself up, but not as much as Iron Man does. But my suit is more advanced. Pay green, choose an enemy character, then put +1/+1 counters on Iron Monger until his defense is higher than that character's attack. So it's kind of like a shield Iron Man, but only on the defense.
But yeah, because his shield Iron Man, I believe, makes his attack bigger than his opponent's attack.
Yeah, something like that.
But this makes it so you're not getting stunned back.
Right.
That's...
So I mean, it certainly has its uses.
Yeah,
like if you, if say your opponent was playing a Foom, like
you're 15-15.
Yeah, you're all of a sudden 15-15, and like if you're going up against say Dark Phoenix, if you're able to level up fairly quickly, you'll be able to get that 15-15 on like level 4 or 5.
Yeah, I kind of like this guy against Dark Phoenix because like you get to play the Fooms. Like, you get bigger than a Fooms. You get to play their Fooms when you've KO'd them.
Yeah.
You get to play their Jungle Hunters, which let you go get more yellows to get
more things. Yeah.
This guy's...
Especially if you can get them to, like, Dramatic and a Jungle Hunter early.
Whatever, get another character...
So, like...
No, this is Recruit, though.
Yeah, but if they Dramatic in the Jungle Hunter...
Oh, and then you can play it from your discard. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm in.
So, moving on from the Iron Monger...
Yeah, this is just... I don't know about like the card, but in general, I just love Loki. So
yeah, Loki is such a cool character.
He's like a really big fan favorite too.
Yeah, 2-4-2-5-6, getting away from.
I like those stats.
Yeah, not a 2-4-5 at least. His first ability might be a bit familiar. Trickster.
God.
You pay a yellow and you switch the attack and defense of a character, of an attacker or defender this combat. So it's Trickster God. You pay a yellow for Trickster God.
Listen, I think Trickster God was very underplayed.
Yeah, it's
a really cool plot twist, and it really gets you out of some weird situations that you wouldn't expect it to. So. You could go aggro with this. You'd be a 5-2 if you wanted.
Yeah, you'll get in stun back most likely, but unless you're facing Bruce Banner,
punch you in the face,
then you don't really need the yellow. But whatever. I digress. His level up condition: you were made to be ruled. When a character appears on an enemy player's side, that player may exhaust it. If they don't, Loki gains an XP.
So all your guys either come in exhausted,
and I get no XP.
Or they come and play ready.
And I get 1 XP.
And you need 2 XP to level.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a little tough to level him.
Yeah, like you have to make it so that the character that your opponent is playing has to attack.
Yeah.
Or, I'm trying to think of like if there's any other reason. Like, there's nothing really outside of like...
Unless you're playing a Star-Lord who wants his dudes to come in to play ready so that he can win dance-offs. That's like the only...
This guy's great against Star-Lord.
Yeah. Although Star-Lord can just, like, take a beat to try to win the dance-off.
Yeah.
Like, wait till the next turn.
It's interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just one of those... It's... Every time a level condition is dependent on your opponent.
It makes it kind of hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Right?
And typically people are just going to try not to give you that.
Yeah, because a 2-5 is way easier to kill than when we level up.
A 4-8.
4-8.
Exactly. And when we level up, become a 4-8, we get another power. In the end, you will always kneel.
This power is super sweet. I just want to get that out of the way first off.
You pay a green.
Okay.
You exhaust an enemy exhaust a supporting character.
Okay.
So you could... I don't know why you would, but you could exhaust your own dudes.
If you had some sort of like mind control effect going on, I guess.
It can't ready until Loki gets stunned or leaves play.
That is awesome.
Yes. And if you were able to get to level 2, and you just start locking dudes down, and they can't come back up until you get stunned, and you've got the support of Trickster God.
Yeah.
To like...
And like you just throw yourself behind some flyers.
Like you can really lock down the board with Loki. The problem is you just have to get to level 2 to get there.
Yeah.
I
don't love... I love the level 2. Man, that level up condition's gonna be a little harsh. So.
Yeah.
Who we got next?
We have Ronan.
The opposite. The opposer of the dance-off.
Yes. Although he's not as good against the dance-off as Loki is.
Oh.
He is a 2/5/5, which is better than a 2/4/5 at least.
Yeah.
Ritual Bath, another ability that you may recognize from somewhere else.
Yeah.
KO, a face-down enemy supporting character. If you do, put 2 +1/+1 counters on Ronan. So he's got an Extinguish on his stick.
Extinguish plus.
With You Wouldn't Like Her.
Okay, so I guess kind of merge into those two cards. That's pretty good because, say Charlie.
Yeah.
Charlie's pretty commonly played. You stun him on 1 or 2 or whatever, and then all of a sudden you're a 4/7.
Yeah,
those are respectable stats.
That's pretty good. We're almost a Loki.
We become 4/8 on Loki, so that's pretty respectable.
Another, for his level up, your culture is a disease, needs 7 XP. When an enemy card with a team affiliation appears, Ronan gets 1 XP for each face-up enemy card with that affiliation on that side.
So that's going to be characters or locations.
Right.
So you're playing against Thor, they play an Avenger Tower on turn 1, you get 2 XP. 1 for Thor and 1 for the Avengers.
Right. It's, again, dependent on your opponent, but if they're just not playing things, that's generally good for you.
Right. And usually your opponent is going to play a few characters that are on a team. Because, you can't not play characters all game. You're just going to get ran over. I think it depends on how on team. I don't know. If you're playing an MC and then all your support characters on the same team, you're probably going to level up pretty decently.
Yeah.
Because you're getting it. Even if you just play again, if Thor's out, you play a face down resource, play Charlie, you're still getting 1 XP.
Yeah. So everything they play
will give
outside
you
of
XP.
Kobik will give you 1 XP.
Yeah. Interesting is also equipment.
Yes.
I didn't think about that originally, but equipment will give you XP.
Yeah. No, not plot twists, because plot twists don't appear, but...
Right.
So, once we get our 7 XP, we become level 2. I will cure it. Level 2, we're 6/7. But our ability, I will cure it. Pay yellow. Name a team affiliation. Look at an enemy player's hand and discard up to 2 cards with that team affiliation. And also, that says cards, so that is plot twists. That is wild locations.
Okay.
That is side characters. And if they are Elektra, that is their MC.
Well, Elektra, look who's in town. Listen, so when you're playing Ronan against that competitive Elektra deck, just know, once you level up, she's in trouble.
You can get her.
That's awesome. That's a really good ability.
It is. I mean,
because that's, again, straight card advantage. The 1 resource for 2 cards either up. Well, not guaranteed.
Yeah.
But if you just name whatever their MC is, you can take away their big plot twists.
Or at this point you've probably seen some of their deck as well, so you can know what you kind of need to be watching out for anyway.
Yeah, and then say you level up, use this power. Maybe you only hit 1 card. Maybe you don't hit any. But now you've seen their hand, and now it
informs it. It's like old Ronan, old side character Ronan. There, the first one, if you don't hit, it informs your decisions for the rest of the time.
Yeah. So I actually think he's pretty great.
Yeah, his only downside is his
5
wounds, because he's gonna level you. They can't not play cards.
Yeah.
And then we get to the big boy, the big.
You forgot one.
Oh,
Let's
big.
Just go right here.
Yeah.
Just everywhere.
At level 1, we have an Ultron. We also have 2 more level 1 Ultrons. 2 level 2 Ultrons.
Just all the Ultrons.
And 1 level 3 Ultron.
This guy is hype, because if anything, he's just going to be fun to play.
Yes. So, at level 1, you're going to start with 1 Ultron on the field.
Yeah, so
not all 3 of these.
Let's explain the special rule for Ultron.
Yeah.
Ultron doesn't have a, quote, level up condition. Instead, you have a factory pile, which will consist of your other 2 level 1s, your 2 level 2s, and your level 3.
Stacked just like that.
Just like this. So, how do we get these guys?
So, we are a 1/5 with 2 wounds.
That sounds terrible.
It does. It's not ideal. We have Swarm, so you can have any number of characters named Ultron on your side.
I feel like this is going to come in handy.
It might. Power can't be turned off. So thankfully they can't nullify your Swarm.
Well, that's bad.
Yes. There's only one path to peace. It is a build ability. You pay a blue, and you put the lowest level Ultron from your Ultron facility onto your side.
So I can't just skip to level 3.
No,
I have to go through my levels. Okay.
Now we have 2 level 1 Ultrons out on the board.
Good thing we have Smorg.
Yeah.
But I can't. I can only do that once per turn.
You can only do this one once per turn.
But I can do this one.
Yeah.
So you're saying if I have 2 blues, I can do it again.
Yeah. And now all of a sudden on maybe turn 1, we've got 3 1/5s out on the board. And if we have another blue,
I have a level 2 now.
Not only do we have 3 1/5s.
This is interesting. Because level 1 doesn't have flight or range.
Yeah, this is the one I was talking about with an Iron Man, where it the same kind of thing happens.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, same deal. We pay another blue.
Get the next one. Now, if this one's KO'd, he goes back into the factory. Right?
On top of the essentially on top of the factory.
And so when we pay our blue, we'll get to level 1 instead of our level 3.
Yes.
But eventually, we can get to our level 3.
Yeah, we have to have all 5 of these out to get the level 3 out.
But the level 3 has flight and range.
Flight and range and another ability.
Alright, well, let's go through our stats first real quick.
Okay.
So we've got a 1/5 with 2 wounds.
Yep.
We've got 2...
A 3/7.
A 3/7 with 2 wounds.
Yep.
And then we have a 5/9 flight and range with 3 wounds. And we've got a new power, because obviously once he's come out, we don't need to build any more robots.
Right.
Your Extinguish.
Extinction.
Extinction?
Yes.
I had Extinguish in my head from Ronan, I guess.
Get it together.
Listen, this is 2 win the game abilities. Spoiler alert, it's a win a game ability.
Yeah.
In the same set. And you know how I feel about winning the game.
I do. There's one big drawback.
Okay.
We have to pay 4 greens.
During the build phase.
During the build phase. But if we pay 4 greens, each enemy player lifts all of his cards into the air.
Thousands of feet into the air.
Oh yeah, thousands of feet into the air, and then drops them into their KO pile. Now, in case you were
it's like a table flip.
Yeah, in case you were confused, this does instantly win you the game.
Yes,
because it's not just
MC will go into the KO pile.
Yeah,
which means
it's all of their cards. So it's not just their draw card.
That's the cards in your hand.
Yeah,
that's
it's just everything.
Electra, you're in trouble.
Yeah, it just instantly wins you the game.
And of course, the do what you can rule means if you can't lift them thousands of feet in the air, you just lift them. And
I do if and when anyone ever gets this ability off,
I will do this to you.
You must actually lift those cards.
I will
into the air
and just drop them.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta have fun with the game, right?
Right.
Maybe not in tournament, but
it's a hard ability to get off, especially when we don't have any like build a better world effects that we know of in the MCU sets.
Yeah. And
we have to pay at least 5 blues to get to level 3.
1, and then it's 1 ability, 2 ability, 3 ability, 4 ability, and if they don't get that's if no one gets KO'd.
Yeah.
And then 5.
No.
Right. So.
Oh yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
And that's if no one gets KO'd. That means you're using all your blues in 1 wild in a perfect world.
Yeah.
So it's going to be tough.
Yeah. But the payoff is there.
But like, how sweet is that going to feel when you finally... that would be cool.
Yeah.
So, those are all the villains, right?
Yes, that's all the villains MCs.